Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 types of traditional Japanese pickles. So a couple years ago, I've already made a video of 3 types of Tsukemono or Japanese pickles. And it was quite well received, so I thought it would be also good to show other types of Tsukemono. These 3 recipes are quite easy, but it takes a little bit of time. You need to let it sit for at least 3-4 days before it's ready to eat. But they're both very easy and doesn't require any special ingredients. And yet it's very delicious and it matches any Japanese food. So I really do hope you give this a try yourself. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for making 3 types of Japanese pickles. We're going to be making pickle with Daikon radish, Nappa cabbage or Chinese cabbage, and also cucumbers. Then for the seasoning for the pickles, you're going to need some kosher salt, sugar, some kind of vinegar. Preferably you want to have rice wine vinegar, but today I'm going to make it with apple vinegar. Then I'm also going to have dashi package. You don't have to have this, but it'll just kind of give more depth to the flavor, and also a strip of kombu kelp. Then let's get into it. So that's the first thing, we're going to prepare all the vegetables. So when you're cooking with daikon radish, the bottom part tends to be a little bit tangier, a little bit bitter, and the top parts tends to be a little bit sweeter. So if you're making a pickle, better to use the top part of the daikon radish. So you don't have to, but I like to kind of peel the skin off because then the texture I think will be better. Then I'm going to cut this in 4 pieces. Then that's all for that. So for the Nappa cabbage, make sure you wash this first. And then I'm gonna get the kind of the bottom part off so that you have a fresh cut. And then what you want to do is you want to cut this in 4th piece like this. And I'm gonna break into pieces like this. So then 4 pieces just like this. Then the cucumbers, I'm gonna cut the top and bottom off. And then the skin side is a little bit bitter, and also so that flavors get soaked in better. I'm gonna peel off kind of in stripes like this. Just kind of like this, so that it also looks neat. So just like that. So then with that, all the 3 vegetables are finished prepared. As the next thing, we're gonna weigh the vegetables so that we can get the right amount of salt. So for the daikon radish, I have about 320 grams. The Nappa cabbage, about 650 grams. So for each vegetables, I'm gonna measure in about 3% of the weight. So for 320 grams of daikon radish, I'm gonna need about 9 to 10 grams of salt. So that should be enough for that. So for 650 grams of Nappa cabbage, I'm gonna weigh about 9 to 20 grams of salt. So it's enough for that. Then next, let's salt the daikon radish. So for this, I prefer using a Ziploc like this because the flavor will be evenly spread out. But of course, you can do it in some kind of container. Then here, I'm just gonna put the daikon radish. I'm gonna dry the salt right here. And try to spread the salt like this. Then we're gonna let it soak in salt for at least overnight to about a whole day. So just about 24 hours has passed. As you can see, the daikon radish has given out a lot of water. Now we're gonna get rid of this water. So then in this, I'm gonna put 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and vinegar. So for this amount, I'll probably just need about 2 tablespoons each. Then also about 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And try to get as much of the air out as possible. I'm gonna leave it for another 24 hours. And in between, a couple times a day, you wanna flip to the other side so this will be soaked evenly. And then we're just gonna wait. So another whole day has passed. Then this is finished. Then I'm gonna slice this. So then just like that, this is finished. So next, let's salt the Nappa cabbage. So in some kind of container, just gonna put in the Nappa cabbage like this and then try to spread the salt as evenly as possible. I'm gonna leave it like this for at least overnight to about a whole day. Let the water come out. So about 24 hours has passed. As you can see, the volume has decreased significantly and has gotten some water out. You can of course leave it like this and make the pickle in here, but I'm also going to transfer this into a Ziploc like this because it's just easier to handle. And this salted water I'm also going to pour in here. Then here I'm going to put in this strip of kombu kelp. Then I'm going to leave it for like this for another hour, and let the kombu soak up the water. So about an hour has passed. So as you can see, this kombu kelp has gotten softened like this. And then I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna just spread it out like this. And then try to get the air out. I'm gonna leave it like this for about a day or so and let it marinate and also let it fermentate a little bit. So another whole day has passed. You can see that it's gotten a little bit slimy like this, but don't worry, this is from the kombu kelp. Then we're gonna cut this up. Like this, then we're gonna put this on a plate. Then put this kombu kelp on top like this. Then that's done for that. So the very last thing, I'm gonna make a pickled cucumbers. So for that, I'm also gonna use a Ziploc and put it in here like this. Then here I'm gonna put in the seasonings. So first 2 teaspoons of sugar, then 1 teaspoon of salt, and also 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and then lastly half package of dashi powder. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can of course skip this. And right now the seasoning is not spread out evenly, but don't worry, after a couple hours, the cucumbers start to give out the water and then the seasoning will spread out evenly. Then you want to leave it like this at least overnight, preferably a whole day. And then after that, you can leave it in the fridge for at least a couple of days, a maximum of about a week. So about 24 hours has passed. As you can see, this has given out quite a lot of water. You can already serve it like this, but I'm gonna let it soak in the marinade for another 24 hours. So also a whole day has passed. This looks really good. You can of course serve it just like this. These are also sometimes sold in like summer festival, stuck in a skewer or a chopstick like this. For a meal, it'll be better to be cut. So just like that, this is also finished. And of course, Tsukemono is never complete without a bowl of rice. Then let's eat. Okay, then let's eat. Itadakimasu. Let's start with the Daikon Tsukemono. Itadakimasu. The sweet sour flavor goes really well with this Daikon radish. And it's just so perfect to go with the rice. There's the next thing, the Nappa cabbage Tsukemono. Itadakimasu. It's quite salty, so you gotta eat rice with it. But with rice, it's really good, and the saltiness really brings out the sweetness of the Nappa cabbage. It's got a little bit of the sourness from the fermentation. And lastly, cucumber Tsukemono. Itadakimasu. The sweet, salty, dashi flavor is so good with the cucumber. Then if you want to, you can kind of combine these, all three, and then eat it with rice. This mix of flavors is also really good. Oh, that's so savory. Gochousoumashita. Oh, they're all so delicious. So as you just saw in the video, making each of these pickles is really not difficult at all. It does take time, but you don't need to do anything. You just cut it up and put it in the seasoning, and then it's done in a couple days. These can be stored in the fridge for 5 to 7 days or so. So I really do hope you give this a try yourself. If you thought this video was helpful, I'd love it if you hit the like button for me. And if you have any questions, requests, any feedbacks, please feel free to write anything in the comments below. And if you want to see more of these cooking videos, please subscribe. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.